Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. We're back at it again. We got another build video here. This one is a very fun build. When I went to put this one together, I really just was only thinking about what can I do that is funny and different and not just some run-of-the-mill 1vx crazy insane mega meta build. I really wanted to use the other new mythic that's out that nobody else really seems to be using. I have many ideas for that mythic, but this is my first variation of a build that I'm going to use with it. As you can see already, this is a pet build. It is very entertaining, and I really think a lot of people are going to enjoy this build, at least as much as me, maybe even more than I have been. So without further ado, let's get into it, look at everything that it has, and check it out. Also guys, before we get into everything, just want to say again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Let's check it out. So we're starting off with our attributes, and we got 31 into mag, 23 into health, and 10 into stamina. We could take a little bit off of stamina and put it into health, but with the Rakkhats voidmantle, I want to make sure that we have decent pulls for everything. Health is fine. We can live with that. And then we're gonna go over to, we got boon warrior. Put the warrior boon on because we wanted to go with the tri-stat recovery glyphs for this build here, so that we could really lean into a little bit more recovery, so that we could sustain this voidmantle here. And it has been working very good. The warrior boon has been real nice, and it's been effective. We also went with the magma incarnate to help with the recovery as well. And again, obviously, Rakkhats voidmantle. We're doing ritualist. Like I said, this build is just a fun build, and we're going into pets, so we're gonna try and see, you know, how much we can get our pets damage to be. And this has been super fun, and it definitely is noticeable. There is some serious damage coming from these pets. And then I was gonna do Night Slayer, and I could still change, you know, ritualist to Night Slayer, but I went with Theriker's because it's a craftable set, and Major Berserk is nothing to shake a stick at. 10% increased damage is insane, no matter how you look at it. So since we're basically heavy attacking all the time, we're going to be having our Major Berserk up very frequently, and it is very noticeable. And since we bodied Ritualist, because we want the pets to be doing 20% increased damage at all times, we are going Potentate's back bar. And if anybody's been playing before Mythics, before hybridization, you'll have a couple of these in the bank, so just grab them out of the bank, shake the cobwebs off of them, blow the dust off of them, and put it back on. We're back at it, boys. All right, let's get into the CP here. So we're rocking Duelist Rebuff, Resilience, Master at Arms, and Untamed Aggression. Pain's Refuge, Fortified, Sustained by Suffering, and Survival Instincts. This has all been working really well. It's actually surprisingly a decent build when it comes to survivability and damage and everything. All right, guys, let's get into the skill lines here. So we went with Daedric Summoning. We're going to start with that. You got your Restore Mag or Stam when one of your non-ultimate Daedric Summoning abilities ends. The resource return is dictated by the ability's cost. You got reduces the cost of your ultimate abilities by 15%. You got reduces your damage taken by 5% while you have a Daedric Summoning ability active. And then you have increases your mag and stam by 5%. And it increases your max health by 5% if you have a permanent pet active as well. Then we have Storm Calling. Increases your health, mag, and stam recovery by 141. Increases your physical and shock damage by 5%. Increases your damage done against enemies by 1% for every 10% of the current health they have. Increases your weapon and spell damage by 108 for each sorcerer ability slotted. And then we have Gravelord. Reusable parts. When your sacrificial bones, skeletal mage, or spirit mender dies, the cost of your next sacrificial bones, skeletal mage, or spirit mender is reduced by 66%. Death Kneel increases your critical strike chance against enemies under 33% health by 20%. While the Gravelord ability is active, your spell and physical penetration are increased by 3,271. Rapid Rot increases your damage done with damage over time effects by 10%. All of these individual passives are phenomenal for this build. We're going to go back to the superstar. I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I picked each skill and what's best for on this build. All right, guys, so we got Daedric Prey. We obviously have our Volatile Familiar, Lanfear, our Blast Bones, Skeletal Arcanist, and our Twilight Matriarch. We're using the Charged Atro. Got Streak on. We're double barring our pets. We got our Resolving Vigor and our Hurricane. So we're using Daedric Prey instead of Haunting Curse because while this curse is active, your Daedric summoning pets prioritize the target and deal an an additional 50% damage to them. So you can put this on the target that you want them to focus, and they'll deal an extra 50% damage to that person. And at the end of it, it'll still hit them like it's a haunting curse. So this is perfect for focusing targets when you have pets. We are using the damage morph of the Clan Fear. And then we have Blast Bones is great. It is a heavy hitter. It's cheap. Obviously the passives that work with it make it even cheaper. When you have it up, you get more penetration because of the passives. Gives major defile. This is just a loaded thing. Also, I'm pretty sure this is buffed by the Ritualist. We have the Skeletal Arcanist. This is where we get our major brutality, and it's an AoE damage dealer. Since I can't really pick where these guys focus target, I didn't go with the Archer. I went with the Arcanist because it's just splash damage AoE, and then it'll do even more damage when I have it summoned because it'll give me major brutality. And then also with the Ritualist, it'll do 20% even more. When I get a heavy attack off, 10% more because of major berserk. And then Twilight Matriarch here to heal us. Its tooltip is like 1,000 more healing than the Clan Fears is. Good to have that extra healing. People are going to focus you because you are a heavy attacker, so you always got to be on your toes. All right, and then we went with the Summoned Charge Atro. A lot of people have been saying to me, why didn't you go with the bear? I thought about the bear. The bear was a good idea, except bear, I can't really make it focus target, and I believe this still counts as a summoned pet. So when I summon this, I believe Ritualist is buffing this, as well as Oesthericers when I do a heavy attack. So this is being buffed significantly as well from the gear that I'm wearing. So since I can pick where I want this one to be, and it's AoE, this is fantastic to sit in when I'm hunkering down and fighting somebody. It also is very effective in the sense, since Rakkhats voidmantle, you don't get your resources back from heavy attacking, get them back from light attacking. So since I get my resources back from light attacking, if I'm ever in a bad situation, I put on energy overload because I also will restore resources from light attacking with this as well. So with those two combined, you restore a very solid amount of resources from light attacking. And obviously we went with Streak as well. Streak is great mobility, and it has saved me so much on this build. I couldn't even tell you how many times. This build it's just a different kind of fun. Resolving Vigor, minor resolve, amazing heal over time. Hurricane, we went with Hurricane instead of other morph because this one gives you minor expedition throughout the duration, as well as major resolve, and it does AoE damage. Since having a bow on the back bar, when you roll dodge with a bow, you get major expedition. So having this with minor expedition, as opposed to the 4 seconds of major expedition from the other morph. We also have Orzorga's Smoked Bear Haunch. I usually always go with Orzorga's Smoked Bear Haunch. But yes, if you guys have any more questions about this build, let me know in the comment section down below. This build has been so fun for me. I did not expect it. Make sure you guys give it a try. I do recommend at least making it in purple and going out there and trying it. It will definitely give you a laugh. And like I said, you can switch out Ritualist for Night Slayer. There's a lot of other things you can change up, and this will still work. I just figured, you know, why not be funny? And instead of going out of my way to do some crazy 1vx amazing best build ever made build, let's just do something funny with the Rakkhats Voidmantle. That's not a werewolf, which might be a hint for a build video in the future. But thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys being here. You guys are amazing, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel. Peace.